already stood up. First of all, this is awesome. Everything these guys are doing is just cool. I'm loving it. So many awesome people, inspiring people, neat stories. Can you not hear me? Now can you hear me? Everybody just let me know if you can. This thing's really weird. My story is really not about a master plan and some awesome strategy. Knowing what I know now, I'd probably do everything completely different. But you know, things happen the way they happen, and I'm happy about it. Rarely strayed from the topic of jumping. Since the age of like 5, I was into it, doing selfies from age 5. In 2007, I published an ebook, and I didn't know what I was doing, and we didn't have a budget, and we never did advertising, and we sold just shy of 100,000 copies of it. We've lived with our son, a little goblin, in over 65 countries, and been doing the perpetual thing for 9 years. So we run our business fully remotely, live in each country for about 3 to 8 months, carry 2 bags, 1 Xbox, 1 skateboard, and a blender. My son is 4, he was born in Mexico, he's now lived in 35 countries. That's my bag, I don't know why it's in there. Here's some pictures of us. My kid can fly like me, no more. I'm going to try and get through these pictures, just showing some of the places we've been. My son, there's a little office. Let's see what else we got here. This was fun. I had a van, and then I had him install a rack on it, and we put a motorbike on the back of it and went around New Zealand. My son slept in a suitcase for 3 months. That was good times. This was a cool shot, because this is one of the coolest things I've ever done. Is the volcano was erupting. We're at the top of it, and there's literally an electric cloud with lightning, and it was the magma's coming out of the lava, and the guys were like, "Don't run, because if you run, you can't see it coming." And it literally could go over your head, and we're like, "We're gonna die right now." I really thought for a moment that was it. So good times. Okay, so this is one of our little tricks for traveling. I made these bags here. Like I had them sewed together, and then I went to a tent maker and had to make the top with a big hook. So I call them closets. So I got a closet for my bedroom, my clothes, her clothes, kid stuff, a kitchen, a bathroom. And then when we get there, we just open the suitcase and we hang them up and they unroll. So when you move houses so often, now when you move in, we can be completely... In most countries, I get to meet up with my customers who bought the ebook and emailed me, and then I just hit a little Facebook thing and somebody says, "Hey, let's meet up and play ball," or do some dunks together or something. So what got me thinking about everything in the first place was, what would I do if money were no object? And some people say like, "Oh, I'd buy this cool car, I'd buy this or that." And I just started thinking, well, okay, now I got that, what would I do next? And then what would I do next? And what would my lifestyle look like? So I just invited everybody in the room to think about that. What would you do if money were actually no object? You didn't need to work, you didn't need to think what you could have or not have. What would you be doing now? So find that motivation and find what your breaking point is. Like, at what point are you going to be so frustrated that you're going to give up? Because I think we all have that, even if we don't think we do. We all have a point where we'll say, "Hey, that's too much." So find what that is, know what it is before you get there, so it doesn't come too soon, and then get and stay committed. Because ultimately, your business is what is going to determine your lifestyle. So planning the work, working the plan, and also knowing what not to do is pretty important. So in the beginning, one of my greatest strengths, and it's still one of my greatest strengths, is ignorance. And the reason that is because I just find the more you fail, the luckier you'll be. I sometimes think in my life, I think all this stuff, kind of emotional, all this stuff that's happened to me has just been luck. But when I think about it, I just failed forward life. I just don't get emotional. All right. So the best thing I did for my business was I took an awkward and imperfect step forward. This was it right here. I got on a YouTube camera, started making stupid videos, and some people liked them. And then I started making some more. They were just equally as bad. I didn't really know what I was doing until I did this thing. When I propped up my green sheeted bed against my chair, I made a green screen, put a stadium behind it, but my face was see-through, so it looked pretty weird. They weren't impressed. But this channel started to grow, and it started to have millions and millions of views. And I didn't have a business idea. I was just talking about jumping higher because I really like jumping. So I didn't really know where I was going. Then I had to make a website, product, all this stuff. And so all I was really doing is figuring out as I go. So stumbling forward, I started making content all the time, doing my own customer support the wrong way. Started working on automation, calling people up to do guest interviews, learning how to be a vagabond, failing a ton, split testing, all that stuff. And so I know what it's like to wonder at some point, like, is this going to work? Like, I'm doing all this stuff, is it going to work? Is anything going to stick? Should I give up? Should I switch gears? Should I try a new thing? I know what it's like to be there, and I know how frustrating that is. So I didn't have technical resources or expertise. I dropped out of school, so I was trying to figure it out. So this is what I ended up doing eventually, because it was taking up all my time to make videos every day. I was making videos, writing articles, doing all this promotion I could do without any money because I didn't have any. So here's what I ended up doing. The good thing about content marketing is it's free. It's got good conversion because it feels natural, it feels organic. It's potentially lots and lots of sales and great positioning. The bad thing is you never know if it's going to work. You put out content, you never know it's going to be seen. Sometimes you don't know if it's going to lead to a sale, and sometimes it can be very time consuming to have a lot of content out there. So my recommendation is to do it for 1 to 3 hours per week and spend the rest of your time on other aspects. And here's how I do it. First, I compile a list of all the questions that my customers have. Whether they're on blogs, they're on YouTube, they're on Twitter, any question that my customers or my audience would have, I make a huge list of them. And every content that I make addresses a specific question that somebody has, and usually a specific person. And that kind of reciprocation, I found, gives you high conversion, whatever your product is. So go to your list and answer a question, and then answer another. So what I do is I get on a video, I put my video up, and my videos are still not great quality, but I answer the question, I say, hey Bill, this was your question, here's the answer for you, and I give the answer, and then I clap, and then I answer another one, and then I clap, and then I just start clapping and answer questions for like an hour. So at that point, I've answered, say, 15 questions, and clapped 16 times. So then I put it in Final Cut Pro, or I just give it to one of my outsourcers, and all we do is we take that video, throw the intro and the outro on it, and then we've got 15 videos, for example. So that video, some tips are make a thumbnail, have, these things. So then we take that video and we distribute it to the video sites. Then we take that video and have it transcribed to an article. Then we take that article and turn it into a newsletter. Then we turn that newsletter and distribute it to social media. So what's nice for me now is the thing that was taking me all week long to do, I spend an hour answering the questions, cut the video up, my guys turn it into an article, they schedule it, we've got a month's worth of content scheduled to send out. So this is how I do currently my business. I get all the questions, I answer them, and then I throw it into this system on Dropbox, and the rest is taken care of. An hour a day, all my content is taken care of. So this was kind of a big thing for me because this is how, for me, that was my whole business. Finding a place to make videos, find a place to upload videos when the internet is slow. I'm sure you can all relate. So 3 hours per week, sometimes 1 hour per week, video marketing, SEO, blog, social media, you can get it all going. I don't know if that's something that can work for you, honestly. I don't know what your businesses are, but I just find that for me, quick and easy, quick and dirty is what did it for me. And my recommendation is just be you, be chill. Audio is better, is more important than video, I've found. You can do on a whiteboard, you can do a talking head, you can draw and record on your iPad, those are some ideas. So for your video, I recommend you open a loop, so that's the question, hey, this was your question. And if you ever close that loop, for example, you answer that question, never answer the question and then leave. Answer the question and then open the other loop and create what I call eternal product pain. Meaning, hey, here's what I'm going to show you, this is why it's important, here it is for you, but this is what I'm not telling you right now, and it's what is equally important. For example, you want to work your calves for jumping. Here's a great calf exercise. It works so well, but calves are not the biggest component of jumping higher, so here's what you need to do, and then send them to your free thing. So that's kind of my format every time I make a video. And momentum built with that. I found that momentum really built. The questions just coming in, people knew that I was real, they knew that I wasn't just somebody behind a screen. And so I didn't think I'd get this far in the presentation. I have 110 slides, 9 seconds per slide was the thing. So time check, I'll talk about the gift in a second. So affiliates was another huge part of the success of my ebook. And what I did is I had my list gathered 100 of the biggest influencers in my niche. So they went to YouTube, they went to Facebook, they went to all these places and made a list. It's a massive list of people that I could actually promote. Not who could only help me, but who I could help them as well. So I made this list of people who I could help as well. Partners, products, anybody with a mutual benefit. Here's where you can find them. And here's the email I sent to every single one of them. I said, hey, I ran into your website. I was thinking there might be an opportunity to cross-promote. This is the exact email that I used to send out. It says, at the very least, we'd love to have you on our channel as a guest post, or write an article for us and get more exposure for you. And then next I tell them I want to contact them on Skype or on the telephone. Because if you just go on email, they still think, who are you? What's going on? But when you talk to them, they see you on a video, they hear your voice, they hear your passion, and they know, hey, this thing is real. So let them know if you have any interest. I sent that out to the entire list, and I always get somebody who wants to do a promotion. And these promotions are great because you reach their audience, and you reach them in a way that makes you look awesome. Because when they present you to their audience, they're like, hey, this dude is great, he's got a great product. So these people, whether they buy your product or not, they all think you're cool. So that's nice. So here's the launch funnel that I use when I do a list. I always tell them, hey, let's do something for you, and then if you want, we can do this. And this is what I do. I give them a piece of content that's very valuable, that answers a lot of what their questions are. Then I wait to get their questions back. I make them another video, and then we give them a limited time offer for 2 to 5 days. So we did this one. Again, all my stuff's usually pretty simple. We did it for a guy named Coach Larry in 3 days. I think we did $40,000 in sales to his list. So these things really work, and we try to do them once a month or 2 per month. So my idea is, find that list of people and then send them that email, connect with them, provide them value, and then do 2 collaborations per month. And once again, I think this is something where momentum builds. Not everybody's going to buy your product, but people are going to hear about you, and they're going to hear about you in a very positive context. So, JV partners, 2 to 4 meals, will it work for you? I don't know, you have to decide. It worked for me, and I think that type of jump starting can really help you get things going. So eventually I became the bottleneck of my own business, as we probably all experienced. We were trying to do all those things. I was spending a lot of time on stuff that mattered least, and so I eventually got a team. These are this is my team. I go visit them once a year. We have a little vacation together. And the first thing I had to do was email. So I used to go through my email box. My email box was like my life. I was efficient if my email box was at 0. If not, I was stressed. So now, I never look at my inbox. I only look at the emails that he handpicks for me. And if he gives me an email that I don't like, or I think he could have answered, I send it back to him and I say, Arvin, this is how you answer that. You know how to do this. Don't give it to me again. And so Arvin does it better than me. So he really handles that really well. We use IMAP so that our emails are synced, and I only look at emails that he absolutely, positively cannot answer. And that was a big stress relief for me. So when I found my guys, I made a sample task for them. I had them do the sample task and make sure they communicated very well in English. And I also have a managed office. So they go into an office and work, and people oversee them at the office. And I like the managed office situation rather than people all over the world on couches. I just like that setup. I use these things. I love Asana very much. I love HipChat. I now use WhatsApp because now when I want to have my outsourcer do something, I just do an audio on WhatsApp. I say, hey guys, we need the new blah, 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 and I let it go. And then they put it into this, and then I can follow the task on Asana. Here's where I get my people. And this is what my inbox looks like. The 724 emails, that's the one I never look at. For some reason, mine says 1709, but that's not true. This is more like four a day, 4 emails a day, maybe. So I work really closely with my virtual assistant at first until he can basically tell me what I should be doing. And that's pretty fun. So the last thing I want to get over in 30 seconds is what I call Agile. It's a type of task management. So basically, anything that comes to your head that you're like, I need to get this done for my business, you put it on the list. Then you make this massive list. So now you've got it out of your head. You're not thinking, oh, I need to do stuff. It's out of your head, and that's going to give you some peace of mind. Then you slowly float the most important things to your business to the top of that list. But if you give your outsourcers going down forever, it's going to be frustrating. So cut that into what are called sprints of like 5 of those items for this week. So this week's sprint is that, this next week's sprint is that. So now you've got it kind of chunked up. My time's up. Got about 50 more slides. My gift to you guys is, yeah, just hit me up, and I'll give you my email now. for this little gift I want to give you. We've made an ebook software that delivers your ebook for you, creates an ebook out of PDF. You can put videos, have a website. If any of you guys are interested in having that software as a lifetime member, just hit me up sometime outside or email me at jacob@jumpmanual.com, and I will hook you guys up with a lifetime access to that. So, thank you very much.